August 2025 wasn't just another page on the calendar, it was a month when the ground shook, the skies raged, and humanity was tested in ways no one expected. From deadly earthquakes to cosmic threats, from political breakthroughs to protests that shook nations, this month had it all. And trust me, number 10 will shock you. Watch till the end, because these events didn't just make headlines, they changed history. On the final day of August, tragedy struck Afghanistan. A 6.8 magnitude earthquake tore through Kunar province, flattening villages and killing more than 2,000 people. Survivors spoke of the ground rolling like waves beneath them, while rescuers clawed through rubble with bare hands, desperate to hear voices beneath the silence. It wasn't just an earthquake, it was a cruel reminder of life's fragility when nature turns violent. A disaster that left scars both on the land and on the soul of a nation. But that same day, across Sudan's Darfur region, disaster doubled. A landslide buried the entire village of Tarasin, entombing up to 1,000 people beneath rock and soil. Only one survivor emerged alive. Imagine one voice left to carry the memory of an entire community erased in minutes. To catastrophes in a single day on opposite sides of the world left humanity reeling, wondering if August itself had become cursed. And August was only beginning. In India and Pakistan, relentless monsoon rains unleashed floods that swallowed cities and destroyed farmland. Families clung to rooftops as helicopters battled winds to save them. Landslides wiped away entire communities. The smell of mud and sewage filled the air as people searched for missing loved ones. Hundreds of thousands were displaced. What should have been seasonal rain became a brutal warning from a planet spiraling out of balance. Meanwhile, in the United States, fire raged. Wildfires in California and Arizona consumed more than 180,000 acres, turning skies orange and air unbreathable. Entire neighborhoods vanished overnight. Families fled with only minutes to grab their children and pets, watching in horror as everything they owned turned to ash. Firefighters fought relentlessly, but the flames, driven by wind, felt unstoppable. It wasn't just wildfire, it was a preview of the climate future scientists have long warned about. Then, the sky itself struck back. At the end of August, a rare cannibal solar storm collided with Earth's magnetic field, racing toward us at 2 million kilometers per hour. Satellites flickered, GPS failed, and power grids teetered on the brink. Planes were rerouted mid-flight, and engineers worked around the clock to keep communication alive. For a world built on technology, it was a chilling reminder that the sun can strip it all away in an instant, plunging us back into darkness. And if that wasn't enough, on August 5th, a 170-foot asteroid large enough to level an entire city skimmed past Earth. Named 2025 OT7, it missed by a cosmic hair, but close enough to shake astronomers. For a few tense hours, headlines warned of what could happen if it struck. One rock was a near miss. The next one might not be. The question lingered. How safe are we, really, in the vastness of space? But amid disaster, there was also hope. After decades of bloodshed, Armenia and Azerbaijan signed a U.S. brokered peace agreement ending the long war over Nagorno-Karabakh. For families who had only known conflict, it was more than a treaty, it was the chance to wake up without the sound of gunfire, to send children to school without fear. It was proof that even in a month drenched with tragedy, humanity could still choose peace. And in Chengdu, China, a different kind of unity unfolded. The World Games brought nearly 4,000 athletes together, 10 days of global celebration. Athletes who had trained their entire lives stood under one sky, proving that competition could unite rather than divide. For once, the headlines weren't about war or disaster, but about human strength, skill, and pride. Yet heartbreak still dominated. On August 22nd, the United Nations confirmed famine in Gaza City. Over 500,000 people faced starvation. Parents went without food so their children could eat. Yet it was never enough. Children weakened by hunger filled the world's screens, their suffering a plea for action. This was more than a regional tragedy, it was a catastrophe demanding urgent response, and the world's silence made it even more haunting. And finally, the moment that stunned the globe. On August 3rd, in Sydney, Australia, nearly 300,000 people marched across the Harbour Bridge in what became known as the March for Humanity. What began as a pro-Palestine rally grew into a worldwide cry for justice. The aerial view told the story best. A sea of humanity, shoulder to shoulder, proving that ordinary people united are impossible to ignore. In that moment, the bridge wasn't just concrete and steel, it was a stage where history itself walked. August 2025 was a month of extremes, destruction and survival, despair and hope, tragedy and triumph. From earthquakes and floods to peace treaties and protests, each moment carried a lesson the world cannot afford to forget. Which events struck you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to keep exploring the stories that shape our world, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to History and Happenings, because every headline is more than news, it's history in the making.